Good evening and welcome to the Sing Other People cast album world premiere event. I'm Stephanie Tennell. I'm an assistant professor of music here at St. Louis University, and I had the pleasure of directing this musical project. What you're about to see is a short documentary of sorts sharing the process of how we worked with a cast of 10 students, along with artist in residence, writer and composer of new musicals, Colin Healy, over the past 7 weeks to develop, write, and professionally record an original concept album for the new musical, Sing Other People. This presentation has been filmed, compiled, and edited by our very own Dominic Dowdy Windsor, our new FPA department coordinator. Thank you so much, Dominic. The video will end with a preview of 4 of our songs from the album and will be followed by a live Zoom stage door Q&A with the cast and creative team, and we do hope you will join us. Now, musicals can take years to develop. So what we have done in our short amount of time together is create and record a compilation of new songs from materials that we developed together based on the concept for this new musical. What began in our first rehearsal on March 12th as a discussion and a little seed of an idea has grown in 7 weeks to become a fully realized, professionally recorded concept album for a new musical, complete with orchestration, story arc, depth of relationships and characters, breathed into life by our 2 extraordinarily talented casts. Along the way, we were delighted to welcome guest lecturers, including neuropsychologist Dr. Evan Schulze and our very own studio art professors, Amy Bouts and Eileen Berman, as we worked to develop our characters and storyline with authenticity. This production is the first of its kind here at SLU, and we are so thrilled to have been able to collaborate with Colin Healy as our artist in residence. It is a rare and spectacular opportunity for a young performing artist, not only to gain such detailed insight into the creative process that goes into writing a new piece of musical theater, but also to be so intimately and artistically involved in the storyline and character development and music development. As the director, it has been a remarkable experience to see the characters develop and evolve in real time with the students who were bringing them to life with their own ideas and voices, while they collaborated directly with Colin on every aspect from a character's backstory to a tiny nuanced alteration of a melody or harmony or a key change. We are so excited to share this journey with you, as well as what is our culminating spring musical production, the Sing Other People concept album. The album will be available for direct download following tonight's event and later in May on all streaming services. We hope you enjoy, and we will see you at the stage door.
All things have a beginning. In the spring of 2021, St. Louis University theater students, faculty, staff, and visiting artists set out to create a brand new musical. Over 7 weeks, they toiled tediously to create new music, characters, lyrics, and record a professional album. This is the making of Seeing Other People. In what appears to be an empty studio, with the exception of the HEPA filter, our creative team will gather to begin rehearsals on a brand new concept musical theater album by lyricist and composer Colin Healy. Following strict COVID-19 safety precautions, all members are scanned in and recorded for contact tracing. As our creative team and cast of 10, 11 if you count the HEPA filters, settle in, Professor Stephanie Tennell, our director for this production, gives the cast a talk of what the process will be like putting together this show.
Um, we're going to develop this as an ensemble to have a safe place to share our ideas and try new wacky, crazy things. And we're going to completely support each other in that process.
The thing that I'm
Here,
most excited about
writer and composer
is that
Colin
it
Healy
isn't
begins
the writing
speaking
process,
about
'cause I'm selfish,
his
excuse me,
process
myself.
creating a
sorry.
musical.
This is my favorite part of the process. We are creating, we're creating people, essentially. We're creating a life for these people. And that's the thing that I can get caught up on, and I have people that that I need to hit deadlines, and they're like, hey, Colin, hurry up. I'm like, okay. But this is the thing that I can get caught on for my entire life. And this process is amplifying that. And we're all
I want you to really try to catch yourself when you're having that self-talk and see if you can categorize it. Okay? See if you can categorize it. It's kind of a mindfulness exercise. And your homework I'll give you until Tuesday, is to have enough awareness of that self-talk that you can recognize it as the same pattern, and I want you to name that person.
We sat down with our performers to ask what it's like creating a new work.
It's really cool. Actually, it's really cool to be able to collaborate with people in my own class and that I've taken classes with before here at Salute, as well as building connections outside in the St. Louis community. And yeah, it's been really interesting to learn new stuff every rehearsal, and then coming back and things change and being really adaptable. But it's really fun to let the creativity flow. I love being a part of a new work because it's just you get to create so much and you get to bring new ideas to the table every rehearsal, and you get to like really think about it and like bring it home and like process it, and then every day at rehearsal you can be like, hey, I thought of this new thing and contribute, and it makes it personal for everyone. It's very special. It's a very special process to be part of a new work because you get to see the first draft of the music and second draft and third draft and the fourth draft until you arrive at the final product, and it's a really unique artistic perspective. It's really, really special to be part of a new work because it's so cool to get to be able to create a character, not just be given the work, but be able to have input and have part of your personality come through in the final work. Being a part of a new work is honestly the coolest experience I've ever been a part of so far. It's so amazing how us as a cast and like the directors and accompanists we can work together to create a whole new story and add ideas and just kind of talk and create a whole new story to tell. It's amazing.
To create that story, we reached out to different members from other programs, inviting Dr. Aaron Schulze from the Clinical Psychology and Neuropsychology Department, as well as Eileen Berman from Studio Art, and Program Director Amy Bouts, also from Studio Art, to talk to our students about being a working artist. With any show, you must learn the music. Seeing Other People is a treasure trove of complex rhythms, meters, soaring melodic lines, and beautiful, intricate, and tight harmonies. Our young performers, ever the professionals, rose to the occasion to perfect their craft. Working most weekdays and weekends, students tirelessly worked to perfect all of their notes, harmonies, and rhythms to be ready to lay down some tracks in the studio. If you listen closely, you can hear our 11th cast member, the wonderful Happy HEPA filter. Once again, we sat down with our performers to ask them how this was different than anything they had done in the past.
The show is really different from anything that I've done before, mostly because of our opportunity to get to work together as a cast and really get to create something from the ground up. Usually when we're doing a show, we have a script already created and there isn't too much variation for character work, but with this show, we really get to go from the ground up and create our characters.
This is different for me because I've never been a part of something starting from the very beginning. This creative process is so interesting to be able to take part in, and I'm baffled about how much work it takes, but I'm very excited to be here.
This process is a lot different from the theater and the musicals that I've done in the past. I'm coming into rehearsal every day with kind of new concepts, new ideas to work with and to play around with, new character information to kind of craft to my liking. And in musicals of the past, there's always kind of a role model to base your character off of. And now I get to be that role model for others, so it's really interesting.
It's different from anything I've done before because, well, obviously, everything I've done before has been done before. So it's incredibly exciting to be able to be a part of something that my family and I and everyone else can look upon for years to come and say, hey, that was me. And this was awesome.
Not only was the creation of a musical something new to our young performers, working in a professional recording studio was also brand new. So, armed with our Happy HEPA filter in hand, we set out for Fly North Studio, where our young performers would get a crash course in working in a professional recording studio. As writer and composer Colin Healy preps our performers, we get to see what it's like to actually sing into the microphone as technicians work on creating the perfect track.
Of a lady with a chalice. I know. It just boom. Right here. Yep. And maybe it was spite that I threw up on the painting, but you see, my head was full of static, and I knew if I could move my body, I would probably think it was psychosomatic. Bats in the attic, but I was just Alex on a ship that was leaving me behind.
Take a listen to a sample. After an evening of workshop and practice, it was time to rest before heading into the studio. And, in keeping with true St. Louis tradition, in late April, it decided to snow. Inside our studio, where it was nice and warm, our creative team and performers began to rehearse and prep for their session. Here we see Reed McLean checking a few of her last-minute lyrics, and Matthew Palmer going over his melody lines one more time. Our first to enter the booth was Marco. Marco is playing Charlie in Side B album.
It was great.
Yeah?
Wow, that was so cool. Definitely a new experience, but it was a lot of fun.
Next up was Emma. Emma is recording for Phoebe on Side A. Let's take a step inside the booth to have a listen.
It was so much fun. It was so weird hearing yourself, like hearing all the music, but it was a really cool experience. It was hot.
The snow may be coming down hard, but in the studio, our performers were going even harder. Here we see London Kimball laying down tracks as Tamara for Side A.
It was great. It was one of the coolest experiences I've had so far during my freshman year at SLU, and I hope to be in the studio again sometime soon.
And finally, it was Reed McLean, who is portraying Ruth on Side A's turn to step into the booth. And, as she finishes her recording session, a smile lets us know she's happy with her work. Now, let's take a listen to some of the hard work that our performers, creative team, and writers put into the show. Here are a few tracks from Seeing Other People.
I am prettier than you. I am unattainable. And I don't mind it if you stare. It's understandable. But you already know that what everybody knows. I am everything you think about. And it shows. And I know you lie awake at night, knowing the ceiling doesn't care. You say you see me when you're dreaming, but I've never seen you there. I bet you wonder what I do all night. I bet that you can guess whatever it is you're thinking of. Yes. And you might think I'm bad. There ain't no dominatrix, there ain't no psychopath, quite like the devil you know. In your personal hell, I don't bathe in the sticks, but I ain't seen no rat quite like letting it blow. The way you talk to yourself. More than fantasy, I am more than fantasy, I am. Sit down, chase a lounge right now. I'm no shrink, but I think we can pretend. If you let us in, then baby we can be friends. We can be more than friends. We'll be your only friends. Lean back, give in, let us take control. It was already over when you walked through the door. But there ain't no work of fiction, no forbidden medical cause. Won't find that language you know. It's a book on a shelf. Cast out your maledictions. Let's make it even worse, 'cause nothing gets you is love. Like when you talk to yourself. Your eyes can't hide what lies inside. That disguise won't work here how you planned. You smile, you grin, all the while within. The denial creeps in and eats you where you stand. No, but don't you frown, 'cause you must know by now you're not the only one weighed down by all that shame. Look around, guess who? Look there, and that's one too. When it comes down to you, everyone's the same. More than fantasy, I am more than everyone's the same. More than fantasy, I am more than fantasy, I am. There is not one among you, no winner or sinner or saint, that lives just even one day free of their personal self. And this is what it comes to. This is the portrait you paint to cover up what you say. When you talk to, when you talk to yourself.
In my head, there's a room with a light on. In a dusty museum somewhere. In the future, sometime long after I'm gone. In a city
full of people who care. They're in the room with the light on. A portrait hangs quietly displayed, and somebody stops and spends just a moment of their life on something I've yet to make. And that would be enough, that dusty museum display. I have the power in my mind, in my hands to play God, 'cause I can make a world where nobody goes but me, and nobody knows but me, but only for now, 'cause I want to make a world that somebody wants to see, where someone might need to go, and I'll show them how I can make a world. I can see that place, distant, yes, but clear. And if you could look behind my face, you see it's somehow near. It colors all my days and covers up the fear. 'Cause when I go away, I will still be here. And that would be enough. It somehow would dull the ache. And I know it's absurd, I'm still so young, but it takes someone to make a world where everything's built by design, where all of the details align. I find them all alone. But if my world were dying, I wouldn't know what to do. 'Cause maybe I use it to run far from my own. I have made that world. I can make a world.
Wouldn't have guessed you'd grow up in Nebraska. The mirror hears that one every day. Learn the value of hard work at a tender age, when the wage was just candy from the Safeway. Wouldn't have guessed you'd sell out and move to Chicago. The guys from school say in my head. And then they said, where's Charlie from way back when? He disappears a little every day. Well, I grew up in a town called Grand Island, which isn't an island, but it's pretty great, at least I think. And it's down the road from Central City, which is not a city nor the center of the state. And nearby we got Hastings and also Columbus, where no battles were fought nor oceans tamed. But in those names you can plainly see the aims of a people wanting more than they got. So I don't think I sold out, I don't think I gave in. I only did what any man my age would do when offered a boatload of money to move
I just wanna go home. I just wanna go back to Grand Island. Everything's simpler there, everything's easier in Grand Island. Folks don't mind, they got the time, they don't work you to the bone, sending you around the whole damn town when you just wanna go back home. I wanna go home. Whew. Guess that one kinda got away from me. Charlie gave away his hiding place behind that smile. That's one of those things about growing up in the plains. It gives you that folksy, plain-spoken kind of style. Well, it's good for making money, it's good for making friends here in the city. But all that I could take or leave, no Ruthie, she's the only thing I'll ever need. And I can't wait for everyone to meet her. I'll call and say we're coming down the highway, heading westbound into the sunset, with my baby in the passenger seat. If you're asking me, that's as good as it gets. I'm coming down off my high horse, and I know I ain't been back since I left town, but I haven't forgotten my old friends. You'll see when I get around to coming down. Oh, I'm coming down. I'm coming down.
Charlie, come in here, hun. Let's have a drink.
I'll be right there, darling. Just give me 1 sec.
All good artists are dead inside. From Topeka to Thailand, Botswana to Belfast, they try to stay rosy but end up resigned. Heaven knows we tried, but that all went to hell fast. Boy, if I had a dime for every I feel fine, that wasn't just a lie to hide behind. It would be tough times. I would have no dimes, 'cause all good artists are dead inside. But if one thing's true, you'll make it through, if only by a thread. If you just give in to all the voices in your head and make friends, you'll make amends faster than you know right now. Here, I'll show you how. We say it's true, we'll make it through if only by a thread, but we die a little when we try to get ahead. We act tough, it's not enough. We try to fight, but we just cry, and then we wonder why, when everything is set for us to thrive. We can't help but blow it just to feel alive. All good artists are dead inside. They say reach for the stars, though they're impossibly far. And here's the thing, what they said is right, that if you just try, you're gonna get there someday. See, if you're keen, you'll find they're just inside your mind. A better way that's much closer by, to hold the power in your pain and always let it remind you that all good artists are dead inside.
We thank you for joining us this evening. At this time, we ask that you please head over to the webinar for the Q&A session. Links can be found both in the comment section below, as well as in the emails you previously received.